Campbell the target. Big sweep. Finds the net. Oh, tip in. Oh, tipped home.
Keku finds the goal.
We've seen 1 second driven strike straight through. East Halliday finds his way through as well. Uddingston back level.
The defenders here to help. He's able to put around Ferretti though.
He's like to play on. Feed across and a sweet ball. Really a Muir.
That was the difference there. It was a crash ball in, that low deflection through the shoulder that just changed the line, changed the angle.
Looks like the drag flick driven straight to the feet of Hadland. And Miller charging through. Skip around the challenge of Crichton. Miller, chance. Successive saves there. Through to Mullen. Now surely. Hello everyone, welcome to UDDY TV's coverage as our Gents 1s compete in the Scottish Plate quarter-final against Grove Menzieshill. It is a quick turnaround ahead of the semi-final. The winner of tonight's game, it will be sorted and settled tonight, faces Dundee Wanderers Saturday morning. Captain's just in quick conversation with the umpires as we're getting things set up, ready to rock. Jed Campbell again picking up the captain's armband for the Plate games. Regular captain Steve McKenzie joining in the warm-ups as he gets sorted. Let's take a quick look at the Uddingston team. Plenty of familiar names. One perhaps slightly more familiar than you might expect in this place in the team sheet. Gareth Eichen called up between the posts in pads, getting himself sorted. Just a little bit of getting himself ready for this one after a Gents 2's game at the weekend. We've kept him busy. And otherwise, Alex McGuire got another brace at the weekend against Inverleith in the 5-2 win the boys had. And it'll just be a case of trying to do more of the same for a lot of those boys from the game against University of Strathclyde that saw them get to this stage of the competition. Just see final warm-ups. It's only a couple of minutes away from us getting things started here at Uddingston Hockey Club. Well, Grove Menzieshill, they overcame Perthshire to book their spot at this stage of the competition. Both sides will be looking at this and the route they're into a final that takes them through Dundee Wanderers, whose games we expect to be very competitive in. So 2 potentially very competitive games for whichever side comes out on top from the one tonight and then the one at the weekend, knowing that that's all that stands between them and a spot in the Plate final. Final chats, final conversations. As Tom Hyman brings the players in for their huddle to talk through amongst themselves everything. He's already said his part in the meeting earlier. He's making use again of the analysis centre. You might have seen a little bit about that over on our website. Had a good meeting space just shy of the pitch where the guys have been able to go through match footage, get their preparations done. A lot of hard work goes in, not just on the pitch in the training sense as well as the game sense, but off it as well, making sure they're prepared and ready to rock. Grove Menzieshill, meanwhile, just finishing their final conversations. Certainly feel a degree of optimism coming to this one. Grove got the better of Uddingston the last time the two sides met. Uddingston, home turf, a point to prove. Is there a route they are in to lift themselves and get enough today to put their spot on Saturday? A couple of quick goals early doors against Inverleith. Saw them 2 up after quarter 1. It's one of those. It's been a fixture for Uddingston in the last couple of weeks, getting those early goals, getting a little lift of confidence and using that to carry forward into the rest of the game. Curious to see how these opening exchanges, that opening 17.5 minutes, what it does to shape the game to come. Away side that'll get us started is underway here. Exchanges, these Grove have a little check down the right hand side, find the avenues closed in the initial. Maddie looking for that energetic high intensity start as the pressure comes in, and Miller with a pick off. Now a chance to drive towards the D, just doesn't show enough of that in the pass to Halliday. Oh, now how about this? Gardner, Louis Gardner across the baseline. On the most direct route, but can still pick out Miller. And getting touches within the D in the opening couple of exchanges. Certainly starting the game off with the intensity right raised. Ben Young and Campbell. Looks like slightly more unorthodox role tonight for Ben Young, at least in the way he's set up at the moment. Right side of the 3. Already looking to try and make that run high as Campbell and McKenzie just exchange passes. Got Russell ahead of him down the line. Just turns on the afterburners, gets himself a little bit of room, then does feed through. Joe Russell can't quite thread that final pass to Louis Gardner on the baseline, just waiting to try and profit off that one. Menzieshill a chance to try and set forward. Luca Gardner though able to put the stick down, recover ball and try and drive things forward. Grove will move things from that advance left. Again, they're looking down that right-hand side. Again, the pressure comes quickly. It's picked off. Halliday. And now Alex McGregor. Trying to get beyond the 25. He shepherded down the sideline.
We're not behind the goal. We're not behind the goal.
Campbell just trying to bounce passes. Richmond Spouse trying to help him out in that end and just opts in the end to lay it back as the defence rotates around again. Russell. Pass intercepted and able to do enough as his part in the recovery to tee up Miller. Angus Miller, chance to drive. He's got room ahead of him to push into. The deflection on his pass will take it through to Louis Gardner, trying to get. Another good read from the early defence this time. Stephen McKenzie just puts the stick out, wins it, and helps a quick turnover that allows Uddy to push forward quickly. Young. Richmond Spouse has got option to the right, uses it. Lee Garner's got support coming, Ben Young. Now you can go the shout from ladies coach Stephen Percy, who's joined Tom Hyden on the sidelines as well. But he's certainly looking to profit from the high intensity start, just trying to unsettle. Trying not let this Grove defence get too set in their structures as Richmond spouse the ladies try and pick up and turn and find some room. Campbell now. Aerial has McGregor out wide the left. Is he able to keep that? Just gets muscled off it towards the end there, and the umpire's whistle will make sure of it. Only 5 minutes in, Menzieshill really struggling to impose their will on the game as Uddy again try and turn things over, but can't hold on to possession beyond the 25. Nothing missing from these only few minutes or so from an Uddy's perspective is a chance to have a pop at goal and have a sighter start testing the Grove keeper. Able to turn their possession in their territory into something more in the next couple. Young. Spouse, and now bobbles up for Halliday. Needs to strike and turned in. Angus Miller just gets a little touch on it, can just help it beyond. Umpires though are in conversation, a little signal from them, and they're going to go over and have a chat, so just make sure this is confirmed. Still in conversation, the two umpires, and then signal they are happy with. Oh, sorry, not happy with the goal, just a hit out instead. So didn't quite see myself exactly what caused that, the initial discussion, but it remains 0-0. So nearly that. Well, I mean, they have delivered what I asked for just a couple of seconds ago of turning this dominance into an attempt on goal. There was the attempt, it just hasn't counted in the way they hoped. How do you look unfazed though as they continue the pressure? Another chance to drive things forward is the reverse into D's build up. Nibble brings Uddy Bowl and a chance for a couple of rotations to step on. It's Jamie Wilson on and straight away trying to make an impact, driving from corner, looking for a baseline. He thinks there's a touch there that there isn't, at least not according to the umpire right by him. Looked that aerial route down there, left Uddy right, picked off by Ben Young, who's going to carry it himself as well. Try and tee up Jamie Wilson. So nearly the little touch round and pick up. Uddy though, trying to keep that pressure on. Jed Campbell does his part to win it back, and now Lee Gardner. Uddy try and work ball somewhere where they can take a pop, take a shot. Instead are forced to work it backwards. Kenzie, so much time and space there to pick his pass, goes for Young the right, now worked into the D. Uddy looking for something to try and drive forward. Connor Richmond-Spouse was the player trying to lift things through. Bit of a crowd there, couldn't quite make it happen this time. Uddy not happy. Decision that we were expecting to see there didn't come to pass, allows Grove it's been a rare foray forward for quarter one. Not had too much of this, but weathered the storm for the opening 8-9 minutes. That done now, Thoughts go to attacking as they'll win their first short as well. Take another look at that one, and where I went wrong, just a little lift. Made decision to be easy for the umpires. Grove in their huddle ahead of the short. Uddy don their mask. So the article shared that this was potentially something we'll see not so much more of. A couple of players without masks on. FIH want everyone in the PCD to have masks on going forwards. How about this from the short, pulled wide near side, and Grove's first real look at goal there comes to nothing. Well, as we reach the 11-minute mark on our clocks, it's certainly been a game that's setting up some promise. Uddy, a lot of intensity, a lot of energy. Goal choked off. Grove, who have withstood the storm and starting to find some space to grow into the game themselves. And the opportunity just then from the short corner. Despite this pendulum to swing back and forth plenty more times, really, before we get to the conclusion of it. Just a reminder, the game will be decided tonight, Saturday, the semi-final, and no time for a do-over. Kenzie. Ben Young. Fizz across the D, just tipped away. So we note as well there, I think, having a little bit of bother with the cameras with the floodlights. So apologies if you're seeing any kind of distortion on the picture there. And a couple of evening games now here on UDDY TV, but it is normally a Saturday 3 o'clock offering. Means we don't normally have to worry about the floodlights. As the aerial, well, the contest is not legal, and Uddy with a chance to drive the edge of D. Richmond-Spouse trying to work this one forward. Oh, that opens the door. Doesn't quite find its mark. Little pass across, big opening there for Uddingston. Ben Young, despite the chance not quite coming together, kept ball and trying to keep pressure, trying to keep tempo. Richmond-Spouse drives that one across for a save out of the goalkeeper. Better safe than sorry there from the side's keeper. He's still, he and his defence, I should say, have still got a little bit of work to do. We'll try and keep them penned in. Oh, now how about this one? Penalty flick. just as Grove were trying to make a couple of rotations, or try and do the same. It's broken down quickly, and a chance for Uddy. He's approached the end of quarter one. A big chance. Take an early lead into this one. Halliday. No doubt. Sends the wicketkeeper the wrong side and just puts it middle left as he's facing. Uddy rewarded for what has been strong, high intensity, high effort first quarter. Grove, as I said, have been just starting to grow into the game, but it's that high pressure that yielded the opening from the penalty flick. Now, every side will have to come out and produce a response as the challenges come flying in. Calm, the instructions from Coach Tom Heineman, I should say. He's really just trying to get things going quickly, keep that tempo up. It's now a gamble between keeping that high intensity, keeping that tempo and not overplaying. Not overcommitting when you've already got the lead and causing yourself undue bother. Angus Miller, another one that he picks off through the middle. Just drops it off to Richmond Spouse, just gets it caught within his stick, a little motion of frustration. Straight back, charging in to try and help him get the cover across, cut the pass off as things are starting to get a little bit fragmented in the final couple of minutes of quarter one. Immediately from the restart, those blue shirts are going to start to stretch the pitch, start to step forward. 3 already within the D. They're going to have to make their way back now as out of play goes Grove with possession now. Final couple of seconds if we've got our clocks right. Reminder, as we so often do, to tell you that they're not synchronised to the umpires or anything like that. We're just trying to keep time as best we can, so not reflective of 17:30 is legally played. Campbell thinks he spotted another one to send long down, but picked off by the Grove defence. Again, just Grove causing themselves the bother as they try and play out there. Umpire's whistle for the challenge that almost brought a turnover for Uddingston. The reason little gesture at the foot from the umpire as well, just to clear that one up too. He just trying to set these pressing traps, these pressing triggers, and pick the ball off at the right time. It's happened once already for the opportunity for the opener. Young, just as he's getting ready to get the engine running properly, the umpire's whistle will deny him a route forward. But again, Grove create their own problems. This time Ben Wilson able to pick off the pass, drive towards edge of D, just as he's trying to keep that under his spell, doesn't do it legally. And that's where we'll end quarter one. Just a little couple of unforced errors there from Grove, and it's the key one that's given Uddingston the opening goal. Grove just trying to play out and got caught. Uddy win the penalty flick, and from that, Finn Hardy has Uddy 1-0 up. We're going to take just a couple of seconds ourselves for a break. We'll be back for quarter two. At the moment, though, Uddingston 1, Grove Menzieshill 0. Well, quarter one. Quarter full of promise, a little bit of delivery early for this game. Quarter two. What we've got in store for us, teams have had a chance to see what each other want to do, what they're trying to do. How can you respond to those quick tactical changes in the limited time between the quarters? You've got half time coming up as well. You want to make any more major changes. So just a quick check-in for players, quick reminder. A note of praise, a note of something to fix. 17 and a half more minutes before you get your half time. And if Uddy play with that same intensity, that same high tempo, you'd be expecting more of the same from quarter one, and immediately trying to go on that aggressive attack again. Louis Gardner bring this from baseline as the challenges come in, and Uddy get their look at the short corner now. Plenty of work on the training ground into these routines. Perhaps the easiest route to goal. Certainly the way some of the teams are able to defend in the league at the moment from more open play. This
15 seconds, guys, please.
Set piece is the route for many teams to find the goal. We saw it for game between Uddingston and Dundee Wanderers in the league. Mackenzie does go for Campbell. That's two. Jed Campbell, well, didn't give the keeper much chance there and enjoyed that one. Sorry if you're watching, I hope you enjoyed that one, and everyone in the Campbell household. I'm sure Darcy, you've stuck around training in the earlier session for the ladies' ones earlier. Plenty of you crossed on the opposite side of the pitch. You can see on the cameras for a Tuesday night game. Oh, that drive through nearly provided an opening there for Grove, but the big thump might have even been picked up by the atmospheric mics. I would have told you that caught the Grove forward's foot rather than stick. Are they not waiting anywhere near as long in quarter two as they did in quarter one for a chance for a goal? They've doubled their lead and now don't really look like they're settling at just two either. Going to try and keep this tempo up and keep this pressure up and see what more it can bring them. Another turnover and McGregor. Now Louis Gardner able to work this across to Halliday, bobbles up in front of him. Umpire's whistle puts paid to that attack. Three sting still really high. I know it's a bloody ball right from the 25, but three forwards. We're all within the D for a good chunk of time there as the play got set up and started. Alex McGregor just darted out wide left to have a little exploratory run while teammates at the back are happy just to keep ball and shuffle it left and right and left. And now Richard Spouse does go right to left and get it straight back as Uddy just waiting to pick their moment, just sizing up the opportunities, waiting for the gaps, and they find one as Halliday drops off this time. Just can't keep it under his control, but now Grove, who've had to withstand a lot of pressure, and now the challenges keep coming in. And is that going to be the first sign of a card? And there is green flashed up. Umpire's taking a dim view of some of the challenges that have been coming in and using their book to make action. And look at Gardner there, sees green. Got a little bit of a sit out now. Now with the extras, what can Grove do? Bobbles up, bounces around. Mackenzie has to be on control. Still danger not cleared. It scrambles around and Uddy survived the scare. This is better from the, just cursed that one there, about to say better from the away side, who just struggling to find concerted rhythm to really step out of their defensive zone, and it's moments like that that have prevented it as much as it's been Uddingston too. Just the passing radar not quite pinging the right way. Campbell. Mackenzie to his right, he'll use Mackenzie now. Chances he sizes things up and brings things out of defence, just drops it back off for Ben Young. And sent to Angus Miller. Where are they? Shout from Ben Young in defence there as he wants the forwards to give him a little bit more to aim for. Just relentless. There's Richmond Spouse. Certainly feels like a team that have found that little bit of confidence, that little bit of form, and I'll just curse both teams now as this time it's a touch off Louis Gardner's stick as it bundles out just beyond the halfway line. To 11, the shout, Luca Gardner back on the pitch, able to rejoin the fray. He's got some defensive work to do. Is Grove have had a chance to try and drive to the D, but to make do just with the long. crash ball from Grove, one of the routes to try and find a way to get foothold back in this game. Doesn't come to anything this time, but certainly over the last few minutes, that response to going 2 behind, it's been better from the visitors. Just need to turn that, as we were saying for Uddingston in quarter 1, to turn that into opportunities at goal. They've got some defensive work to do themselves now. Richmond Spouse trying to help things forward. Richmond Spouse and Campbell. And he worked the left. Richmond Spouse thought he's got the decision there, but it's Grove ball. Just getting a little bit scrappy in the challenge there, and the decision easy for the umpires. Step the blue shirt to his Grove, trying to play out down the left. Touch just a little bit too heavy, and Angus Miller can seize onto it. How many times have we said that already? Only halfway through quarter 2. Ball goes out of play, chance for instructions, and yeah. Ben Young still in conversation with the coaching team there as they try and get things sorted to quite what they're looking for. Certainly a lot of fluency to Uddy, a lot of mixing around in the positions. I'm surprised if there's a little bit of tweaking from the sidelines required is necessary. Meanwhile, Grove, options in defence now, looking for direct. Nice cut off at the first, but recovered at the second. Oh, nice reverse to pick up a bit of space, just shy of the 25. Challenge comes in, but Grove still progressing with the ball. Now a chance to drive to D. Into D it goes, swept across, and very forced put behind. Fluency to the move there for Grove as they get things restarted quickly, but umpire's decision will put paid to that attack. Kenzie, he's trying to try and drop a direct one. Oh, pick up. Mike Strachan doesn't need to rush, can just lay that one back off, and now the movement, look for support from Miller, feed that one into D, bobbles around. I don't know who that's come off last, so the strike goes wide. Back to front very quickly, and then in amongst the mess, Jamie Wilson trying to find something there, it just bounced off whether it was himself or defender, and had everything at 6s and 7s, but not able to capitalise on the mess afterwards. A bit of space for the aerial again. That one though, again, touch just a little bit loose, takes it out of play. It's just those moments from a team perspective that when all of them start to feel like they're not coming together. All those little touches, the little bounce that's just a little bit too far away from you. The pass, it's not quite on the money. Campbell's turn for one. Starts to make you feel like it's not your day, but we're only most of the way through quarter two. There's plenty of time for this to change round, and we've seen countless times by now on UDDY TV how quickly the game can shift and shake itself up. Can Grove do a little bit of something to affect that in the final couple of minutes of quarter two? Pass is loose. That surely dipped out, and the umpires agree. Pretty sure I spotted just there goalkeeper Gareth having a little check with the umpire of how long's left. Not that he's counting. He's had a bit of busy time playing on Saturday and then today as well. Excuse him for just wanting a check to know how long's left of the break. You've got to hang on a little bit longer. Ben Young rotates back on. He was in conversation there, the whiteboard out as well. So hopefully whatever tweak they want from him and from that defence on the right side, they've got it all worked out as it turns into a bit of a stramash, and Uddy look to profit. Lucky Gardner, Richmond Spouse now, which 25. Halliday drives that one into the D, bounces away. Touch off the Grove defender. Uddy again trying to push that little bit of tempo, that little bit of energy into the game. And Richmond Spouse will take this one himself, shows too much though. The little chance there, just have a little jog away, a little wry smile to himself. He knows that didn't quite come together in the manner that he wanted. Now jogging back into position, he's got some work to do. You'll see him coming back into screen now as the white shirts try and crowd, and they crowd successfully. Campbell. Now given time, he's happy just to drop that one back as he wants to stride forward. So often feature when we see him play Jed Campbell, but this time it's happening without ball as he drops further and further into that midfield space. And Mackenzie picks him out, and lovely touch to get himself a little bit of room past the defender. Now driving, trying to cut back to his right, just loses control of it slightly, and then the challenge that follows confirms the turnover of possession. Good space down the right to work things for Grove, and can they hurdle the challenge? Physically, yes. Legally, not this time. Gardner, not seen too much of him deployed at the back as we have in previous games, that lead and put themselves in real control of this one. But have we had this story before where the game can change quickly, so quickly as it has done in the past in quarter three, quarter four? Uddingston need to make good their two-goal lead as we take a look at some of those moments. See the chance of the opener bubbling up, and you see immediately umpire gesturing that he's not convinced by that one as it bounces up, and the strike that tipped in by Angus Miller, who thinks he scored at that moment, but Uddingston did find a way to take the lead towards the end of quarter one. Finn Halliday from the penalty flick. And it was from slightly further out, but similar routine this time from the short instead is Jay Campbell. Sweeps home for Murray to make it 2. Just too fast for the Grove keeper there. We'll take a quick break for the half and we'll be back in just a couple of seconds for quarter 3. Well, we've had our chance up here to have our own little halftime team talk. Some of it might have involved chocolate-based snacks, but both teams, meanwhile, pitch side have done the same. Grove still in their final conversations. As they are gestured back on the pitch, ready to restart things. Has been a good quarter 1, quarter 2 for the Gents ones. They know Dundee Wanderers await the winner of today, Peffermill, on Saturday morning. For Grove, there has been a lot of storm to weather, but is there something in the turning of the tide in quarter 3, quarter 4 that can turn this one into a real nail biter? sure there's some of you watching on hoping for just that. As Uddy get us restarted for quarter 3. First little moment of frustration early doors as the arrow goes awry. Second one though nearly opens the door for Halliday. How many times we've said this already tonight, but I'll repeat myself. Another Angus Miller. Really good pick off the midfield to set up an attack as Louis Gardner can try and pull that one. Now another look at Gardner, and that's in for 3. Thought the chance had gone for Louis Gardner. Able to win it back, and on the spin doesn't give the Grove keeper much chance at all. Uddy, much like quarter 2, start quarter 3 with a bang. Russell, turnover. And now Richmond Spouse. Miller. You just lay that one back, and now Uddy defence. There can be a chance to just slow things down. Not quite in that manner, please, Jed, as the miscontrol opens the door for Grove to take back control of this one. Well, that's exactly what the doctor ordered when you've made a little error like that. Jed able to pick pockets and stride forward as the reversed pass just picked off by the Grove midfielder. Just got a bit of a limp in his stride as he's taking a sore one, trying to get hold back. He'll rotate off just for a chance to rest that one. Play forwards down the line, the shout from the Grove defender. Trying to spot if he's got the armband on. Certainly trying to instruct and direct his team. He wants to see a little bit more, and certainly after all that work and all those discussions at half-time might feel a little bit more fruitless given the goal right at the top of quarter 3. Still work for Grove to do to get themselves back into this one. McKenzie just happy to exchange passes and options to left and right, both of themselves. Campbell just not quite coming together from the error. That's, I think, 2 in a row that he's tried that hasn't quite been able to lift enough on it. I want to run that one back. Miller, good close control as well now. Trying to find a way to get through the white shirted wall, and instead loses out. Grove a chance to step back onto this one. They go direct into the D and immediately pulled up by the umpire for it. Kenzie. No captain to captain pass this time, as they're happy to exchange down the right hand side. Richmond Spice and McKenzie. All coming together between the forward and defender. Goes Grove's way. just surveying the field, trying to find options, want to send this the direct ball, the direct route through the heart. Goes for that wide left, but the pass not quite on the money. Kenzie. Now Russell is Uddy again happy to work it across back line, back with Ben Young. Joe Russell get it back. Now they go wide left as Campbell, who's drifted out there, can now try and bring it inside. A little bit of loss of control on the ball as he tried to bring that forward. He will do his part in penning Grove into the right in the corner, and then Uddy can pick pockets. And the umpire's decision will bring it back for Grove ball. Little shout of surprise and frustration there from Jed Campbell, and the blast of the umpire's whistle will tell you that he was expecting something to be given there, and it was. Didn't quite catch it himself. Lucky Gardner. Really try and rotate things round. Now go aerial down the right, just kicks away. Max Strachan rotating on for Finn Haldy. Sadly just freshen up the front line. Really a neat recovery there for Mackenzie. He disrupts the play, but it'll be Grove ball beyond the 25. Oh, pressure coming quickly. Gardner trying to upset things there. Grove though find some room on their right to try and carry things through. Touch just a little bit too loose, allows Max Strachan to seize on it. There's one target to hit and he goes for him, and Louis Gardner will pick it back up from him. Pass just behind Ben Wilson. Just still looking for ways to try and pick through the high press and trying that direct route, that quick ball through gaps in the defences, and found another way to get things forward as they drive beyond the 25. They'll get a chance from just outside the D. Pass though deep line was picked off, and Lucky Gardner, as the game looks to develop, sent a basketball to it as up and down the pitch we go. White shirts, oh. There's been a few moments like that. We've picked it and called it out as we've seen it, but those are the little moments for Grove where, as you're trying to build something, as you're trying to get a little bit of room to work something, get a little bit of confidence, work into the game, those little moments are just killer. Russell. And the channel for Graham Haxton. Ball in, bobbles around the D. His defender and keeper comes off both of them on the way back out, but Grove able to survive a bit of a scare there, and now to work things forward, be able to continue to do so through the umpire's whistle. Look for the long bomb. Good pick off, and look at Gardner underneath it afterwards. Such good close control from Gardner Richmond's spouse. Again, just that little loss of footing. Just snuck away from him towards the end there. How many times has that happened, he says, as he's walking through midfield? Sorry, Connor, we've picked it out a couple of times now, but there's been plenty to be happy with from an Uddingston perspective as well, as he can take 2 minutes just to compose himself. He might not thank me for that on the watch back, I should say. But for now, with Uddy working the ball across defence again, as they've been able to do for a lot of quarter three. It's been patient. It's been a significantly less high tempo, partly because it hasn't needed to be versus quarter one, quarter two, but still those little moments to try and inject some pace, and that was nearly one of them. Always happy for shout outs here on UDDY TV. Don't forget you can get in touch with us at UDDY Hockey across the board for all our social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, X or Twitter, and TikTok, latest one. Big hello to Jim McKenzie. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Russell, good little work in the middle there to affect the turnover, and now Louis Garner just pops up in the challenge. Have to work to recover this one. And he thinks he's won it, but it's the umpire's whistle directing him it's the other direction. Still trying to find that rhythm, find that way forward to play out and create chances. And that crash from defence, trying to hit to the front line, hasn't quite worked, but the gaps are there to be played through. Callum Darragh getting a couple of touches, who's able to join in on what has been quite a patient, quite a calm back line, as Ben Young insists on proving me wrong by bringing that one out and charging forward from defence. Campbell just stretching to bring that one under control. Oh, they're just trying to help that one along left side. Louis Gardner, a couple of attempts, but gets it under control now. Tries to drive across to the baseline. Doesn't like what it sees, just turns and takes it back across to Halliday. Instead, they crash through into the D. Good bobble for Ben Wilson. Right at the back as he gets the outcome, does he? He does. Well, we've seen what Jed Campbell offers off the top from the short corner. Do you, Uddingston, stick to that routine and just try and run it back? Or do we try and shuffle things around and try something a little bit different? Grove just getting themselves all set up. Campbell, Hardy stand as your two Cassos. Paxton is in control the second and then just starts to break down for Uddingston as the play goes awry. Campbell. Spice rotates back on and trying to work things to the left side. Paxton, lovely little, just a nick to try and pull that one away from the Grove defender. Just at the right time there to disrupt the play. Derek thinks he spots an opening, dives down the left. Haxton, Richmond Spouse. Haxton, bloody old possession and largely old territory as well, but game in control. There's no desperate rush to push for more. And looking for the opportunities when they come about, though that one quite holding together for the home side. Having the challenge to try and recover it. It'll still be a wayside ball. A couple of rotations for Grove in the offing as well as they try and freshen things up for the final couple of moments of quarter three. Nothing more for quarter three as we reach the three-quarter mark. And Uddingston 3 goals up, another scored right at the top of the quarter, even quicker than quarter two this time. Take a look at that one again. Is Huddy able to break really quickly and just as the chance looked like it was disappearing for Luke Gardner. Alex McGregor just helps it back towards him. He makes no mistake with the finish. Quick as a flash, it's beyond the keeper. There's too much there when it's at that range. He will certainly feel confident. Been a bit of a rough spell until recently, but a couple of good results of good times back for the Gents ones, and certainly be feeling good at this stage of the game in this position, knowing what it'll open up as well. We've said a couple of times, game gets sorted tonight either way. We've got a semi-final at Peffermill for the winner of this one. Dundee Wanderers waiting the wings to find out who they're going to play. Plenty of familiar faces over. I think to take a look at the game as well. Mark Strachan on the screen far right, just having a look at his phone as well, he's probably in get the holiday mode out. Ladies too, he's pretty much wrapped up for their season. Gents one's not massively far away. A couple other sides still trying to get things wrapped up as we approach Easter and finals weekends to come that immediately follow that Easter break. Gents 2s will be hoping they've done enough to make themselves a fixture for the league playoffs to go up from the regional 2. 1 quarter to go. All that stands between Uddingston and that place in the semi-final on Saturday morning. Gardner just with the self-take. Don't see that too often. Just wants to go himself as a little drive forward, goes backwards pretty quickly though, and Uddingston 3-0 up, trying to take the game management route perhaps. Just see this from here till end. Seen, and we have said countless times really on UDDY TV that these games can change quick as a flash, and that momentum can swing quite violently one way or another. Grove though will be looking at this quarter thinking a goal early doors may be required rather than wanted to turn this one around. That's too much, and the stumble opens the door for McGregor to seize onto it. There's Uddy and McKenzie, now Halliday, wide the right, leaves it back inside. Gardner trying to procure a little bit of room edge of D. Campbell thinks he spotted a route to Halliday, but it's picked off by the Grove defender. Challenges come in thick and fast, and umpires will pull them up on that one. Grove trying to build through the phases. Gardner, he's got pressure coming over his right shoulder, opts instead to move it on to Jed Campbell now. Richmond Spouse, chance to drive into the D. Looking for outcome or pass that across. It's a move that calls the Grove keeper into another save. The Grove defence's work's not done. Jed Campbell looking to bring it straight back. Just loses it a bit there, edge of D, and it's Grove ball. Lovely 3D skills down the left is Grove trying to find a way to advance. The challenge comes in and they're adamant there's something more to that for the umpire at the side. Is again it keeps coming, but decision goes against the away side and Uddy Bowl. Approaching that time where it's probably important we mention there is, as we understand it, just one game left of UDDY TV after this one. This season, April 12th. The Gents one's host Dunfermline Carnegie. I believe that one's 3 o'clock. Have all the details up on our social media and the website, UddingstonHockeyClub.com, at Uddy Hockey on the social media platforms. As Ariel is whipped in, Gareth Eichen in the pads drawn into a little bit of action as Uddy can clear lines. Grove still trying to apply pressure within the D. Uddy able to find their way out now. Halliday just shows too much under the control from the aerial pass forward. Couple of heavy challenges. That blast of the whistle will tell you umpire is not happy. Yellow this time shown. There's the pressure, he just starts to mount. He'll have to make do one light. With the advantage, it'll be a good opportunity for Grove to really get the nerves jangling, find a way to build something for themselves in this game. The burst into the D doesn't come to anything. Richmond Spouse able to pick out Lee Gardner right through the heart. Now Russell stepping up from defence, crashing down the left-hand side. Happy to just see that one run out via defender stick for long corner. Allows Uddy just to camp in. A little bit of pressure, a little bit of territory, run the clock down a little bit till they get back to level on the pitch. Reasonably busy one for Grove Menzieshill goalkeeper, but not given too much opportunity to get the stops in for the 3 Uddy goals. Angus Miller had a good opening for him, but the umpire's whistle will deny him any further. If you joined us late, just a reminder of how it's all come about. Uddingston taking the lead towards the end of quarter 1 from the penalty flick from Finn Halliday. Jed Campbell adding a second. The short corner for Uddy through Louis Gardner. Made it 3 right at the top of quarter 3. Since then, Uddy have played as a side in control, and Grove increasingly turning into a side that needs something more. Keep themselves in this tie. Gregor just moved that one on. And Richmond Spouse. Plenty of space to pick up McGregor from the aerial. Just takes too long to settle though, and Grove recover. Too many for the white shirts to target, and they can't get through the blue wall at first. Push towards the D. Still just the long corner. Chance for those from the away side just to step up. Started to pose some bigger problems for Uddingston. Reaching the halfway mark of quarter 4, they're going to need tides to change quicker. Campbell meanwhile twists and turns. Miller under the aerial, able to work a bit around the touch, just too heavy. Grove trying to bring this one straight back. Takes the touch off on any stick out play, it goes. Just another note, we're still having a little bit of a fight with the cameras and the conditions. And by the conditions, I mean just the very bright floodlights, doing our best to get you the best pictures we can, so apologies if that's not quite coming through at the moment. Couple of rotation there for Uddingston, is the mid-quarter reshuffle. Allows a couple of changes to the back line, and it's a back line that's potentially about to be tested as Grove with possession beyond the halfway. Trying to bring this forward. Again, just show too much, and Miller in the heart of the turnover. Strachan wants to go direct, and via defender stick it works its way to Miller. Can't find a way to link up with Lee Gardner. Just getting crowded out every time they come forward at the moment. Grove just those individual carries, not too many options ahead of them, not for the first time. Is that one going to stay in play? Just about, and then be helped out by defender. It means how to get the long corner. penalty. Not quite a long corner this time. Still learning my umpire gestures clearly, and back to the classroom, I'm afraid, for that one. Is Grove do go aerial again. This one, Campbell underneath Mackenzie. Tip just nicked it away from the Adi forwards it was directed toward. Mackenzie wants a direct ball in, picked off. Derek's just going to shadow, try and pen this ball down somewhere not very dangerous, and Miller can profit. Trying to feed it through. Wilson, brush stick. There was a save out of the keeper. Mackenzie. Wilson. Just dancing around the D, thinking they've got something, but this Grove ball is that game reaches, well, final embers. Oh, sorry, another one, just a little bit of a problem with the cameras there. Wilson. Derek, you want to bring that under a spell and make sure Uddy retain possession. The final 5 by our clocks anyway of this tie. It's one that's just ebbed away from North Menzieshill as Uddy really looking to add to the scoreline. Is there one late salvo though, the visitors to get us all nervous with a semi-final spot at stake. Driven ball picked off, and Uddy can just field those. I have fielded those for the majority of the game when they were starting to be doled out. Haxon, the latest to stick to that and get it cleared. He's going to have a little bit more work to do as Grove try and bring it back for him. That's a long pass that could connect, and should you stop saying these things? That's a third commentator's curse for the evening. That one just runs away from the Grove defender, allows Uddy a chance for turnover. That's exactly what the home side want. What we're wanting. Ball at this end of the pitch. And the home side in control of it as the time just keeps ticking away. Uddy thinking about goal 4 as much as they're thinking about trying to preserve the nil. Derek. Wilson. Wilson just trying to keep it under control in the middle of the park. Uddy just trying to nibble away, but do so without the blasting umpire's whistle. Big long aerial, and under the high ball, umpire's decision pretty easy. Mackenzie. Young. And those are little moments, we've spoke about them from a Grove perspective. Those are little moments that I'd be keen to avoid. His time he's off just for a wee second. It's umpire at the far end has a little bit of a conversation between Finn Halliday, and the gesture at the end seems to suggest a no more. I'm not quite sure what's happened. Obviously our attention focused at the other end of the pitch, but whatever it is, it's been dealt with by the umpiring team, and hopefully not another intervention required before full time. Little nibble in from Ben Young, not able to nick the ball away as he does though, and the shot goes behind. Yes, look at the shout. There's good turnover in the corner of the shout from Coach Thomas. Halliday instead trying to pick out Mackenzie in the D. On the floor afterwards as well. Desperate to try and get a stick on that. The door wasn't just open. It was well wide there for defender Stephen Mackenzie. Chance for a real nosebleed of a goal. Wilson, it's Mackenzie again, just doing his part to try and help build up this time. Blue shirt still streaming forward. Halliday wants this himself, draws a save out of the keeper, and as he tries to collect it back up, he runs over it. Grove go too quickly. Campbell able to evade the first bit of pressure. One of those passes. We've seen a lot of quick, really attacking with intent hockey. Perhaps one of the main passes of the night that just didn't come together, and that was another one that ends the game in a real moment that really puts the stamp on that game of how it went. Grove's just trying to get a clearance, a last clearance on it, and come off the wrong player for a foot to kill the game in total. But game is over. Uddingston finish 3-0 winners, and to be honest, from about the middle of quarter two, it never really looked like changing. Home side finding a bit of form, finding a bit of confidence, and really some high intensity, high aggressive hockey yielding its rewards. We'll take a look at some of the moments from the game. Teams get their handshakes in, and Uddingston know they've booked a place at Peffermill on Saturday. Finn Halliday had us on the way from the penalty flick that sent the keeper the wrong side. Jed Campbell made it 2 in quarter two. This one off the top from the short corner, hit with some pace, and certainly looks like he enjoyed that one. See if you can spot it on this camera. Got that in his locker. We saw plenty of it last season as well. Finding it again at the tail end of this season too. And he made it 3. Very early doors, quarter 3. Lee Gardner getting the room just to sweep that beyond. And didn't quite feel like it put the tie to bed at that moment, but it ended up being so. Well, like I say, one last game for Uddingston Hockey Club on UDDY TV anyway. April 12th is the Gents ones take on Dunfermline Carnegie. That's the one for your calendar. We'll obviously have plenty on social media about that, and plenty more still to come from the club across the remaining weeks as we approach Easter and the finals to follow. There's Tom in final conversations with his side after what was a big win, an important win. And like I say, it takes the side to Peffermill out of the weekend. Thanks for joining us for tonight. It's been great fun to see a couple of you, good few of you, the ladies ones who were training earlier today, pitch side, able to enjoy this one from sight. Just the one game left, let us say, for UDDY TV. Hopefully you'll join us for that. For now though, enjoy your Tuesday night.